Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden force shaping your reality, a secret blueprint of the universe that once understood could transform your life? Imagine discovering ancient wisdom so profound that it challenges everything you thought you knew about existence. The 7 Hermetic Laws promise to reveal these secrets, guiding you to rethink the very nature of reality and your place within it. Today, we're diving into the first of these powerful principles, the Principle of Mentalism. This law states, "The all is mind, the universe is mental." It might sound abstract, but stay with me as we unravel this concept and discover how our thoughts are not just passive reflections, but the very foundation of the world we experience. By mastering this principle, you can unlock the potential to shape your reality with the power of your mind, turning your deepest desires and aspirations into tangible outcomes. 1. The Principle of Mentalism. The first Hermetic Law is the Principle of Mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. This might sound abstract, but let's dive deeper to understand its profound implications. Imagine the entire universe as a giant, all-encompassing mind. Just like how our thoughts shape our perception of the world, the universal mind shapes the reality we live in. Picture this. You're an artist standing before a blank canvas. Every thought you have, every idea you conceive, is like a brushstroke on this canvas. The colors, the shapes, and the entire composition of the painting are determined by your mental state and creative vision. Now think about your own life. Every thought you entertain is a brushstroke that adds to the grand masterpiece of your reality. If your thoughts are filled with negativity, fear, and doubt, the picture you paint will reflect that. Conversely, if your thoughts are filled with positivity, love, and confidence, your reality will mirror those sentiments. This principle empowers us with the knowledge that we are not mere bystanders in the universe, but active creators of our reality. To further illustrate this, let's consider the story of an architect. When an architect designs a building, they first envision it in their mind. They create detailed blueprints, meticulously planning every aspect before construction begins. The final structure is a physical manifestation of their mental vision. Similarly, our thoughts are the blueprints for our lives. The more detailed and positive our mental vision, the more beautiful and harmonious our reality becomes. When I first stumbled upon this concept, it felt like a light bulb moment. I realized that my thoughts were more than just fleeting mental activities. They were the building blocks of my existence. This understanding transformed the way I approached challenges and opportunities. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, I started seeing each situation as an empty canvas, waiting for the touch of my mental brush. Consider this. Every significant advancement in human history began as a thought. The inventions of the wheel, electricity, and the internet all started as ideas in someone's mind. These pioneers understood, perhaps intuitively, the principle of mentalism. They harnessed the power of their minds to bring their visions into reality. You too can tap into this immense potential by consciously directing your thoughts. Think about the power of affirmations. When you repeatedly tell yourself, "I am capable," "I am worthy," or "I am successful," you are using the principle of mentalism to shape your reality. These positive affirmations align your mind with your goals, making it more likely for you to take actions that lead to success. Conversely, negative self-talk can sabotage your efforts by creating a mental blueprint of failure and inadequacy. Imagine waking up every morning with the awareness that you have the power to shape your day. Your mind is the artist, and your life is the masterpiece in progress. Embrace this principle and watch as your thoughts sculpt a reality that resonates with your deepest desires and aspirations. To put this into practice, start by observing your thoughts. Notice how they influence your emotions and actions. Are they predominantly positive or negative? Do they uplift you or bring you down? Once you become aware of your mental patterns, you can begin to consciously shift them. Replace negative thoughts with positive ones. Visualize your goals with clarity and conviction, and practice gratitude to cultivate a positive mindset. Remember, the principle of mentalism is not about denying reality or ignoring challenges. It's about recognizing the power you have to influence your reality through your thoughts. It's about understanding that your mind is a powerful tool that, when harnessed effectively, can create profound changes in your life. 2. The Principle of Correspondence. Let's move on to the second Hermetic Law, the Principle of Correspondence. As above, so below. This might sound mystical, but it's essentially about the interconnectedness of all things. Think of it as a cosmic mirror reflecting patterns and truths across different levels of existence. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and marveled at the stars? Those twinkling lights are not just distant suns, they're also reflections of the intricate patterns within us. The macrocosm and the microcosm are intrinsically linked. The vast universe mirrors the complexities within our own being. Consider a moment when you felt a deep sense of connection with the world around you. Maybe it was during a quiet walk in nature, where the rustling leaves and chirping birds seemed to resonate with your inner peace. That's the principle of correspondence in action. The harmony you observed in nature mirrored the tranquility within you. Understanding this principle helps us see the unity between our inner and outer worlds. It's like realizing that the same patterns that govern the movements of galaxies also influence our thoughts, emotions, and experiences. When we align ourselves with this cosmic order, we begin to live in harmony with the universe. I remember a time when I felt lost and disconnected, struggling to find meaning in my daily life. It was during a retreat in the mountains that I truly grasped the principle of correspondence. As I gazed at the serene landscape, I felt a profound sense of peace. It dawned on me that the beauty and order of the natural world were reflections of the potential harmony within me. This realization changed my perspective, helping me navigate life's challenges with a newfound sense of unity and balance. Embrace this principle and look for the patterns in your life. Notice how the ebb and flow of your emotions correspond with the rhythms of nature. Recognize the mirrored dance between the cosmos and your inner self, and let this awareness guide you towards a more harmonious existence. 3. The Principle of Vibration. The third Hermetic Law is the principle of vibration. Everything vibrates. From the tiniest atom to the largest star, everything in the universe is in constant motion. This might seem like a simple concept, but its implications are profound. Imagine a guitar string being plucked. The vibration of the string produces a sound, and different frequencies create different notes. Similarly, everything in the universe vibrates at its own frequency, creating the symphony of existence. This principle helps us understand that nothing is truly static. Even objects that appear solid and still are vibrating at a molecular level. Now let's bring this idea closer to home. Our thoughts and emotions also have their own vibrations. When we feel joy, love, and gratitude, we vibrate at a higher frequency. Conversely, when we're stuck in fear, anger, or sadness, our vibration is lower. The principle of vibration teaches us that by aligning our thoughts and emotions with higher frequencies, we can resonate with positive energy and attract good things into our lives. I'll share a personal story to illustrate this. There was a period in my life when I was consumed by stress and negativity. Everything seemed to be going wrong, and I couldn't figure out why. Then, I learned about the principle of vibration and decided to experiment with it. I started practicing gratitude daily, focusing on the things that brought me joy and peace. Slowly but surely, my reality began to shift. Opportunities started to appear, and my overall sense of well-being improved dramatically. Think of your mind as a tuning fork. By choosing higher vibrational thoughts, you can attune yourself to the frequencies of abundance, love, and happiness. It's like tuning into a radio station. When you find the right frequency, the music comes in loud and clear. Understanding the principle of vibration empowers us to take control of our emotional and mental states. It reminds us that we have the power to change our vibration and, consequently, the reality we experience. So, the next time you find yourself in a low vibrational state, remember that you have the ability to tune into higher frequencies and transform your life. Speaking of transformation, if you're eager to attract huge amounts of money effortlessly starting today, check the link in the comments below. There, you'll find the shocking wealth secrets revealed by a rogue NASA scientist that could change your financial future. Now let's get back into our exploration and continue uncovering the profound wisdom of the Hermetic Laws. 4. The Principle of Polarity. Everything in life has its opposite: light and dark, hot and cold, joy and sorrow. These opposites might seem completely different, but they are actually two extremes of the same thing. This principle teaches us to find balance and see how seemingly opposing forces are interconnected and interdependent. Consider the concept of temperature. Hot and cold might seem like they are worlds apart, but they are simply different degrees on the same scale. There's no distinct point where hot becomes cold. It's a gradual transition. This understanding can be applied to many aspects of our lives. Think about when you're sipping a cup of tea. If it's too hot, you might not enjoy it, but as it cools down, there's a sweet spot where it's just right. Eventually, it gets too cold, and you might not like it anymore. This gradual change from hot to cold helps illustrate how polarities are interconnected. They are not isolated, but part of a continuous spectrum. Let's take this further into the realm of emotions. There was a time when I was struggling with feelings of failure. Every setback felt like a heavy weight, pulling me into a negative mindset. But then I started to reflect on the principle of polarity. I realized that failure and success are just two ends of the same spectrum. Every failure was a step toward success, a lesson that brought me closer to my goals. In essence, failure is not the opposite of success, but part of the journey towards it. Each setback provides an opportunity to learn and grow. When we start to see failure as a necessary step toward success, it becomes less daunting and more manageable. This shift in perspective can transform how we approach challenges. This principle also helps us understand our emotions better. Love and hate, for example, are not opposites, but rather different intensities of the same feeling. This is why emotions can shift so quickly. Recognizing this can help us manage our emotions more effectively. Instead of seeing emotions as black or white, we can appreciate the nuances and work towards emotional balance. Imagine a time when you felt intense anger towards someone. Over time, as you began to understand their perspective or forgive them, that anger might have transformed into compassion or even love. This transition shows that emotions are fluid and can change along the spectrum of the same feeling. Think about it. When we experience sadness, it makes our moments of happiness even more profound. It's the contrast that gives life depth and meaning. If we were always happy, we might not appreciate it as much. The lows make the highs sweeter. Consider the yin and yang symbol from Chinese philosophy. It represents how seemingly opposite forces are complementary and interconnected. The dark side contains a dot of light, and the light side contains a dot of dark. This symbolizes that within each extreme, there exists a seed of its opposite. This duality is essential for balance and harmony. In practical terms, embracing the principle of polarity means acknowledging that life's challenges and triumphs are part of a whole. It encourages us to find equilibrium and appreciate the full spectrum of experiences. When we face difficult times, we can remind ourselves that these are temporary and part of the journey towards better times. By understanding and applying this principle, we can navigate life's ups and downs with greater resilience and grace. We learn to see value in every experience, knowing that each moment, whether perceived as positive or negative, contributes to our overall growth and understanding. 5. The Principle of Rhythm. Life is a series of cycles. Think of the tides, the changing seasons, and even our moods. The principle of rhythm tells us that everything flows in and out, rises and falls. Understanding this helps us go with the flow and not resist the natural ups and downs of life. It's about riding the waves rather than fighting them. Consider the cycles in nature. The seasons change from spring to summer to autumn to winter, each bringing its own energy and challenges. Just as nature transitions smoothly through these cycles, we too experience periods of growth, abundance, reflection, and rest. Recognizing this rhythm helps us navigate life with greater ease. I remember a particularly difficult winter in my life, both literally and metaphorically. It felt like everything was at a standstill and progress was impossible. But then spring came, and with it, a renewed sense of energy and possibility. This experience taught me that tough times are temporary and are often followed by periods of growth and renewal. The principle of rhythm also applies to our personal development. We have times of intense activity and productivity, followed by periods of rest and introspection. By accepting these natural rhythms, we can avoid burnout and maintain a healthier balance in our lives. Instead of resisting the lows, we can learn to appreciate them as necessary phases that allow us to regroup and prepare for the next high. It's like the ebb and flow of the tide. Each movement serves a purpose in the grand scheme of things. Embracing this principle encourages us to trust in the process and remain patient during challenging times. 6. The principle of cause and effect. Nothing happens by chance. Every action has a reaction. This is the essence of the principle of cause and effect. By understanding this, we see that we have the power to influence our lives through our choices, even if we can't control every outcome. Think about the domino effect. When one domino falls, it triggers a chain reaction that causes all the others to fall in sequence. Our lives operate in a similar way. Every decision we make, every action we take, sets off a series of events that shape our future. Reflecting on my own life, I can see how seemingly small choices led to significant outcomes. Choosing to pursue a certain career, deciding to move to a new city, even the people I chose to surround myself with. Each decision set off a chain of events that brought me to where I am today. This principle reminds us that while we may not be able to predict or control every consequence, we do have the power to influence our path. It's about taking responsibility for our actions and understanding that we are active participants in our destiny. In moments of uncertainty, I find it empowering to remember this principle. It helps me focus on making thoughtful, intentional choices rather than being passive or reactive. By aligning our actions with our values and goals, we can create a ripple effect that leads to positive outcomes. So, the next time you're faced with a decision, big or small, remember the principle of cause and effect. Consider the potential consequences and choose actions that align with your desired outcomes. It's a powerful reminder that we are not merely at the mercy of fate, but rather co-creators of our reality. 7. The principle of gender. The principle of gender is not just about the biological differences between male and female. It goes far beyond that, touching upon the fundamental balance of masculine and feminine energies that exist within everything. This principle teaches us about the dynamic interplay between creation and destruction, action and reflection, and how achieving harmony between these energies can lead to true balance and creativity in our lives. Imagine a garden in full bloom. The vibrant flowers and lush greenery represent the creative, nurturing energy often associated with the feminine. But behind this beauty, there is also structure and strength, the masculine energy that supports growth, provides stability, and protects the delicate blooms. Both energies are necessary for the garden to thrive. Without the nurturing aspect, the garden would not flourish. Without the structure and protection, it would not survive. In our daily lives, these energies manifest in various ways. The masculine energy drives us to take action, make decisions, and pursue goals. It's the force behind ambition, assertiveness, and logical thinking. On the other hand, the feminine energy encourages us to reflect, nurture, and create. It's the source of intuition, compassion, and emotional depth. I once found myself caught in the relentless pursuit of career success. I was all action and no reflection, constantly pushing forward without taking time to rest or consider my well-being. Eventually, this imbalance took a toll on my health and happiness. It was only when I started to embrace the feminine aspects of my energy, taking time for self-care, allowing myself to be creative, and nurturing my relationships, that I found a true sense of balance. Think about the artists and innovators who inspire you. Their greatest works often come from a harmonious blend of these energies. A painter, for instance, uses the masculine energy to master techniques and the discipline required to complete a piece, while the feminine energy fuels the creativity and emotional expression that make the artwork resonate. The principle of gender is also evident in nature. Consider the cycles of the moon. The waxing phase represents the masculine energy of growth and expansion, while the waning phase embodies the feminine energy of release and introspection. This balance is crucial for the natural world, just as it is for us. In relationships, understanding the principle of gender can enhance harmony and connection. It's not about conforming to traditional gender roles, but about recognizing and honoring the different energies each person brings. When both partners can balance their masculine and feminine energies, they create a dynamic and supportive relationship that fosters growth and mutual respect. In spiritual practices, this principle is often explored through the concept of the divine masculine and feminine. Ancient traditions recognize the importance of these energies and seek to balance them through rituals, meditation, and mindful living. By connecting with both aspects of ourselves, we can achieve a deeper understanding and alignment with the universe. In a broader sense, the principle of gender reminds us of the importance of balance in all things. It teaches us that true power and creativity come from integrating and harmonizing different energies. Whether it's in our personal growth, our relationships, or our creative endeavors, recognizing and balancing these forces can lead to a more fulfilling and harmonious life. In essence, the principle of gender is a profound reminder of the interconnectedness and balance required for true harmony. By embracing both masculine and feminine energies within ourselves and our lives, we unlock a greater potential for creativity, growth, and fulfillment. And there you have it, the 7 Hermetic Laws that can make you rethink everything. These principles are more than just ancient wisdom. They're tools to help you understand and navigate the universe. Each law offers a unique perspective that can transform how you see yourself and the world around you. From the mental mastery of thoughts to the rhythmic dance of life cycles, these principles guide us towards a deeper understanding and a more balanced existence. If you found this video enlightening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more mind-expanding content. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the depths of Hermetic wisdom. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the mysteries of the universe.